Hi everyone, for today's video I am back over on Farm Together 2 and today I'm going to be talking about farmhands. These are these little people in the background doing some work for me. I'm going to be explaining everything you need to know, how to get them, how to level them up and what they actually do and how best to use them. Before we jump into the video though, please drop a like right now, which is the big thumbs up button down below, and please don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. And let me know in the comments section what type of videos you'd love to see me make for Farm Together. Now let's explain this. Okay, so first of all, in the shop category, under the buildings area, so this one here, you'll possibly see this option, Farmhands Stall. If it is locked, I will explain in a second where we go to get them. But this is where you go to purchase your Farmhands Stall. They do cost 10 ribbons to purchase. And there is a maximum capacity in terms of how many you're allowed to put down on your farm. They also cost 1 ribbon as their salary wage for the hour. So you kind of just need to bear that in mind. They're not free to run, they do cost money. But the design and idea of what they are is when you place them down, you can set up a range. So as you can see, as I'm kind of not driving very well, but driving through my trees right now, you'll see there's like a grey box on the outskirts of this. And essentially when I click on my farmhand stall, you'll see I'm able to control the depth and the width of my store. I can also change the position a little bit like the auto replanter video that I did in the past. And you can also set permissions for the farmhander. So I have a couple on my farm right now. If I pull this map up, this is my second farm, by the way, if you're wondering why does it look different from her past videos. It is my second farm and I have them all installed on the top and I have these working on things that are important to me. So where do you get them from and how many can you have to a farm? So as I've mentioned, in the buildings category over here is where you go to purchase them. And right now you'll see that I'm actually capped at 12. I have 11 down and I'm capped at 12. Now the maximum you're allowed to own is 25. 25 is where it caps off. So you're going to want to be able to try and get as many as you can and place them down. So how do we do that? Go to the town hall, which is over here. And then if I run to the back over here, because I have mine set really far out, I need to put some travel posts in here, but it's fine for now. You'll see there is the Farmhands Union building. If you don't have this, you need to be able to basically put this down. So walk up to an empty plot and buy the store. Now, once you have the store, click on it, okay? You'll be able to see here the different options. So you can change the payment upgrades of what your farmhands are working towards. So plus 2% increase or plus 50. So for example, if I press this one, you'll see they're now at 99% of a timer capacity. But what you'll notice is it's at level 12. My shop is at merchant level 12, okay? If I upgrade my shop, I'm now upgraded to level 13. If I can't upgrade it again because you'll see I need the spices to be able to upgrade it again. But basically what I'm trying to get at is the maximum store level is 25, okay? So each level that you get is determined on how many farmhands you can have on your farm. If I come back to my farm really quickly and I just come over to the shop and hover over it, you'll now see I have 11 out of 13. A minute ago, that was 11 out of 12. So get your shop to level 25 means that you can have 25 farmhands on your farm at any given time. As I mentioned, you do have to pay them. So they do cost money to run. And then they run for about 4 hours at a time. And then you'll have to pay them again to start running. I do recommend upgrading that store that I did just show you a second ago. But basically, they just work for you. So now it's about optimizing the use of them. Some people prefer to just use these farmhands for things that they're trying to level up. So if there's a particular crop, tree, or flower that you currently have locked that you're really wanting to unlock, so for example, the hydrangeas here, I don't have these unlocked just yet. You might have your farmhands set on the pink hydrangea, for example, because they will work continuously on these and it will just level up over time, meaning that, you know, in a couple of hours, hopefully I will then unlock whatever is next. I recommend with your farmhands, you want them on the lowest timer possible. So an hour is perfect. Anything less is even better. Anything more than that, I would start to kind of question, do you really want to have that set down? When it comes to things like trees, you want to consider how many seasons the tree is active for. So, for example, the flowering cherry tree is only active for one of the 4 seasons, meaning it's going to take a while for this tree to come around. You're probably talking, 15 minutes a season? So probably like every 45 minutes on rotation is when this tree will be able to be farmed. Again, the math isn't overly bad, but it's much, much better to have it worked on something that is active every season. So, for example, the bamboo here, this is active every single season. So the farmhands will constantly be working, meaning that we could level the bamboo up much, much faster. We're also going to be yielding the crop that it's generating much faster than something that's only one season. With crops, I personally, my favorite is the peanuts. So I love the peanuts because these are 45 minutes, but they are half of that, so about 25 minutes, give or take. When you have sprinklers down, you don't actually even need sprinklers down because the farmhands will water your crops as well. I also, another personal favorite of mine is the tomatoes. I'm just going to try and find it here. This is the one, the cherry tomato. I love this one because it's active for all 4 seasons, meaning that the farmhand will constantly be able to replant. We don't have to wait for the season to be back in. That is a downside with the peanut, but the peanut is active for 3 of the 4 seasons, which is why I personally really like it. But you're not going to want to use it on things like the peppercorns, okay? Because the peppercorns take 12 to 18 hours. You don't want your farmhand stood still for 18 hours until it's time to harvest. So please, please, please use it on something that has a lower timer. And remember, crops, if they're watered, 50% of their growth time. So kind of bear that in mind. You know, the tomatoes is 30 minutes, the peanut is 25. Even your peppers would go down to an hour. Your corn, just then consider the season that it is in. The next biggest tip that I have is the layout for your farmhands because they do take up a lot of space. I recommend maxing them out to the maximum size that they have. So making sure that they go all the way up to the max width and depth. But you'll kind of want to lay them out like this because I feel like this is the best way to lay them out so that they're next to each other. So you're not having to run really far to the other side to regenerate them after the 4-hour period. And I like to have a travel post next to where they are. So if I again pull my map up and you will kind of see here is my travel post and this is where they are. My travel posts, I have 2 of them here. Travel posts with 2 of them here. So on and so forth. I kind of messed it up on this section, but you get the idea. If I come here, you'll see that these ones are hard at work. I personally also love the apple trees. Another tip, just while I'm thinking in my brain, but why I like the peanuts so much is because I will use the peanuts and I will convert them into the peanut butter blender. Again, you could probably put your farmhands in the area so that they're constantly activating them. But the peanuts generate the nuts resource, and then you can use that to generate and set off for this one, and you're just making so much income. It's perfect. I also really like the apples/pears. I typically use apples and pears for the jam factory. However, pears aren't as frequent as apples, so you end up having more apples than pears. However, if you have another farm, maybe if you're at a higher level and you have unlocked the horses, they do feed off apples and they take a significant amount of apples. So it is worth kind of having a farmhand on apples, in my opinion, to try and get as many for the horses if that is something that you're working towards. The last thing that I just want to show you is if I come on over to these farmhands, I'm quickly just going to show you how it does work with crops. You'll notice I don't actually have any sprinklers down, but if I click on this one here, you can see the option to plant different things. So if you are clever about it, you'll see that I currently have the Spanish peanut, and that is in the summer and winter season. And then this peanut is summer, winter, as well as the fall season is what I like to call it, which is the season that I'm currently in right now. So actually this just means I call it the spring one, but it's like the clover leaf season is the only one that I don't have active. But what you can do is you can have as many. You can have up to 4 crops, okay? So you could have it so it's planting in these seasons, and then on a season that you don't have it covered, you could have a separate crop. So you could have plant crop 1 or plant crop 2, depending on the season. So that is something to bear in mind. And obviously in here, you can also amend the permissions of the farmhand as well. I hope this video has helped you out a lot. It's really worth putting these down if you're going to have your farm on quite a lot and get on working on things that you're either looking to level up or prestige, because I think these are a really good way to do it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, let me know in the comments section. Please don't forget to subscribe, and please don't forget to like the video. And I'll see you in another video very soon. But goodbye for now.